Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Okay, so I have some updated news on the death of Malcolm-Jamal Warner. So let's get into it because now more information and details have surfaced, and they're now saying that sadly, Malcolm-Jamal Warner tragically drowned on July the 20th of 2025 because he was trying to save his 8-year-old daughter. Okay, while swimming with his 8-year-old daughter off Playa Coclés, Lyman province in Costa Rica. Here's what they say. He and his daughter were both caught in a strong rip current. Surfers and bystanders dove in. One used his board to bring the child safely back to shore, and others pulled Warner out. But sadly, he was beyond help by the time the responders arrived. Now, there was also another person who was caught up in the current as well. This man was taken to the hospital, and his status is supposedly in critical condition. So they say Malcolm Jamal Warner was given CPR for about 20 to 45 minutes on the beach, but unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased. The official autopsy confirmed death by asphyxia due to submersion. Okay, and that's basically a drowning incident. Now, and here's the thing, like I've told you all, anyone can drown. There's award-winning athletes who, award-winning swimmers who in fact have drowned. I mean, Michael Phelps could drown. Okay, at the end of the day, Greg Louganis, anyone could. If you're out there in the water and a strong enough current comes, it can absolutely just suck you up. And then sometimes people get muscle cramps and all different things. There are a myriad of reasons why very good swimmers often drown. So I just wanted to point that out because some people think it's so crazy or some sort of conspiracy theory. Now, with that all being said, another person, a stranger who bravely entered the water to assist, was also pulled from the current. And this is the man who's still in critical condition in a local hospital. So prayers for his speedy recovery. So yes, Warner was swimming with his daughter at the time and was attempting to save her when the current overwhelmed him. This is also sad and very heartbreaking and devastating. Now, though rescuers ensured his daughter was safe, Warner sadly did not survive the rescue attempt. This tragedy has deeply affected both his family and his fans. I mean, those of us who are old enough, to have grown up when the Cosby Show was on, and even those who watched it in reruns, we feel like we knew him, okay, because we literally grew up watching him on television, as we do with many of these celebrities, okay, specifically when they start out their careers as children. So we feel like we know them, even though we really don't. Okay, so it's very overwhelming and heartbreaking. Now, with that being said, this tragedy has deeply affected his fans and family, and as of now, there's no further update on the condition of the second survivor. But last they reported, he was in critical condition. So, like I said, prayers for a speedy recovery for him. And then there were many celebrities who came out to speak about his passing. Tracy Ellis Ross said, "I love you, Malcolm. First, I met you as Theo. Then you were my first TV husband. My heart is so, so sad." She shared this on Instagram, expressing profound grief and highlighting his warmth, thoughtfulness, and his elegance. Jennifer Hudson said, "Devastated by this news, truly heartbroken. Rest well, King." A heartfelt note posted to X, formerly known as Twitter. Magic Johnson came out and said, "Cookie and I are sad. We continue to follow his career. Every time I ran into Malcolm, we would have deep and fun conversations." He posted this on X with fond memories of both personal and professional conversations the two of them had. Marley Matlin called him the nicest guy and shared the honor of collaborating on a director's panel with him, offering condolences to his family and friends. Eddie Griffin, of course, he starred in the show Malcolm and Eddie with Eddie Griffin. And Eddie Griffin says, "My heart is so heavy for what the world lost was a father, a son, a poet. I had the pleasure of going to war with. Rest well, my big little brother." He posted that to Instagram. Jeffrey Owens, of the Cosby Show co star, said, "This tragedy has almost left me speechless. Malcolm was a lovely man, had the mind of an actor and the heart of a musician." Shared in an official statement expressing his deep respect and sorrow. Morris Chestnut, who starred with him in The Resident, said working alongside him was an honor. He brought so much depth, warmth, and wisdom. One of the nicest in the business. Rest easy, brother. He posted that to his Instagram. Angela Bassett praised him as a friend and soulful artist, noting that he always made space for others to shine and carried cultural legacy with grace. These are beautiful words from people who really knew him, who some worked alongside him, some just had the pleasure of knowing him. But these people speak so fondly of him because he was really, a good person. Okay, by all accounts. We never heard any nefarious scandals about him or anything. Now, Shawnette Renee Wilson, the resident co-star, remembered and missed an opportunity to reach out, writing that I wish I had. One of the last words I had of you were of your wisdom and kindness. She conveyed regret and heartbreak. Courtney B. Vance, and that's Angela Bassett's husband. He said, when Malcolm was in the room, we all felt good and kind spirit, a man with integrity and honor. Rest in eternal peace, my good brother. This is all so sad. He also gave a tribute acknowledging Warner's mentorship and presence. Adam Sandler reflected on their time on The Cosby Show, said Malcolm was so nice to me. We would take walks together. He was so good to me as a person. His mom was amazing. Fond memories, sending love to his family. This is absolutely heartbreaking. Other notable tributes came from Beyonce, who dedicated her homepage to Malcolm-Jamal Warner with a tribute reading Rest in Power. Thanks for being a big part of our shared television history. You will be missed. Bill Cosby also spoke. He described Warner's death as similarly painful to losing his own son, Enos. He remembered him as someone changing humanity and emphasized they had stayed in touch over the years. Viola Davis said, I am actually speechless. Theo was our son, our brother, our friend. Malcolm got it right. This was an emotional Instagram tribute honoring his iconic and enduring presence. Tyrese, he shared a poetic tribute calling Malcolm a gentle giant whose influence extended through his calm and soulful presence. Jamie Foxx said he was speechless on this one. Rest in power, my brother. Succinct but deeply felt Instagram tribute. Taraji P. Henson said, Malcolm, we grew up with you. You left the world better than you found it. Rest easy, King. That was posted to Instagram. Melissa Ford shared the heartfelt reflections about Warner's spirit, legacy, and the soul that he brought to his interactions. So, people love this man. He was truly a good person. I've never heard anyone utter a bad word about him. And how could they? He was truly the epitome of Black excellence in all aspects of his life. And if you remember, he dated Michelle Thomas, who sadly lost her life. She had cancer and they dated for some years, but he stood beside her through the hard times that she was enduring. Malcolm Jamal Warner suffered devastating heartbreak with girlfriend Michelle Thomas's death. So they talk about the times they spent together, and she was Theo's Huxtable's girlfriend, Justine, on The Cosby Show from 1988 to 1994. In addition to her role on The Cosby Show, she played Steve Urkel's girlfriend, Myra Monkhouse, on the ABC show Family Matters from 1993 to 1998. Thomas died on December the 23rd of 1998, 4 years after her split from Warner from a rare form of stomach cancer. She was only 30 years old. And despite their breakup, he remained close with Thomas and flew to New York to be by her bedside when she passed away. What an amazing and thoughtful, kind, considerate, and loving person. He later revealed that he shared a special moment with Thomas just before her death when she mouthed the words, elephant juice, to him. Looks like you're saying, I love you, Warner recalled of his special exchange with his former girlfriend. That was always our thing. When I saw her, I said, elephant juice. She smiled and said, elephant juice. For those of you who don't know, if you say elephant juice, it looks like you're saying, I love you. So that's just an inside joke that the two of them shared. So, it is very sad to hear of his passing. I'm still reeling over it, and I'm sure many of you are as well, but specifically his family, his wife and daughter. And so many people had wonderful things to say about him, as I just read to you. Family Matters star Jaleel White remembered both Warner and his former girlfriend from television, Thomas. And by that, I mean she played Urkel's girlfriend. But he remembered them in a statement that he posted to Extra, or that he gave to Extra on July the 21st. He said, Malcolm and I were industry peers. I mean, really, I can't even say that. Like, I grew up looking up to him. He was ahead of me in the game. Malcolm was the first former child actor that my mother even let me go out with late at night, past 11 p.m. And I had a very close relationship with both him and Michelle Thomas. May they both rest in peace. So sad and heartbreaking. Absolutely so sad and heartbreaking. Prayers for his family during their time of grief, specifically his wife and daughter. And he was very private. He never really shared pictures or names of his wife or daughter. He did post a video. One of the last videos I remember was him basically talking about his daughter putting this flower in his hair.
Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just want to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. But if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all about. Listen to love has been missed. Peace and love. I'm back.
Okay. So I just wanted to share that. That was the last video I think that he posted. And he was talking about his daughter giving him that flower. And spreading love and peace to everyone. He was truly a wonderful person, and he is definitely going to be missed by us all. With that all being said, drop me a comment to let me know what you think, and tell me one of your favorite Cosby episodes, okay, or something that you specifically remember the most about Malcolm-Jamal Warner. With that all being said, I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon.